Hi! Whether you're new to the channel or you've been watching for a while, today I'm going to give my 3 reasons to produce music on tape here in the year 2021. Here we go! Hey y'all, I'm bouncing off the conversation that I had with Brothers Nylon in this video, which if you haven't checked that out, click here. It's a great hour-long conversation with those talented artists. And some pertinent points came up. Pertinent points that I hadn't thought about too much previously. Why? Why make music on tape in the year 2021? Or more specifically, on one of these 4-track cassette portastudios. Look, I am a product of my time and my generation, so I still make music with other projects and other bands in Logic, with UAD Apollos and stuff. And the tools available today in the home studio are more powerful than anyone could have imagined in 1987 when this TASCAM Porta 2 was made. But for me, there are 3 big reasons to produce music on tape in the modern era. So in no particular order, number 1, I like the sound. Okay, you're gonna hear me repeat this a lot today. Everything I'm saying is subjective. Say it with me now. Everything I'm saying is subjective. I know some people on the internet take everything 100% to heart and seriously. And just know that this is my opinion. I'm very fortunate because my father passed both of these machines on to me at the end of the year 2019. And the first time I ever fired up this portastudio, I was immediately struck by the vibe of the sound. If you're curious what came out of my head in that exact moment, luckily I recorded it. Here's a snippet. That's what it sounded like, having no idea how to even use this thing. It's pretty vibey. It's pretty lo-fi. I always like to do comparisons for y'all, and today's no different. Just listen to the TR-505, a humble old school drum machine recorded directly into Logic with the UA Neve style preamp. Now let's hear that same beat played back from tape on the TASCAM. Pretty big difference, huh? Yes, of course, I could add plugins in the DAW to try and get closer to the sound of this, but the imperfect sound of the portastudio is instantaneous. Now remember, this is all subjective. I'm not necessarily saying one is better than the other. This is art, dames and gents. I happen to enjoy this sound, but you might hate it, and that's okay. For me, honestly, the sound is not even the most important part of producing music on tape, which brings me to the biggest reason to me, number 2, workflow. Workflow. Sounds boring, right? Well, again, this is a subjective matter. Subjective! We are all different and have different tolerances for screen time. For me, the creative process itself is very difficult when using a DAW, and I'm specifically referring to creating music from scratch. I mean, I love mixing in the box, but that's a future topic, totally different video. That's not what I'm talking about today. Some people are wizards in this world, and that's totally awesome. Generally, when I'm writing anything, I need to pick up a guitar, or a bass, or an instrument, a thing to whack, a thing to pluck, a thing to go, and get as far away from the screen as possible in order to feel both focused and creative. I mean, I always have my phone on me to record audio clips for future me to sort through. But that's neither here nor there. That's not screen time. That's basically just we all live in the future and have a pocket recorder with us at all times. This particular creative workflow translates wonderfully to the portastudio. Ever since I was a little kid, I've always been actually quite a strong visual learner, which is actually a bit of a hindrance, I'd say, when it comes to music. So removing my eyes from the equation, aka getting off of a screen, means more focus on my ears and the task at hand of creating music. I'm sure you've noticed most people don't watch music, unless you're one of those, crazy people who just likes to read scores on the subway or in a plane. Anyway, it is very easy for me personally to get distracted in a DAW, or even worse, the fear of the blank page. So if you're like me, workflow is a strong rationale for producing music on tape. And that brings me to reason number 3, forced imperfections. On the portastudio, you have to be okay with imperfections and mistakes. Sometimes while recording, you'll play something unintentional and you like it. But other times, you play something unintentional and you have to weigh the effort of re-recording the entire part to fix the mistake or to live with it. Tape forces your hand. Editing isn't impossible, but it involves sharp objects and more effort than it's worth, to be totally honest. At this day and age, in 2021. The DAW wins in editing, and I will give it that 1,000 times over. That's what I use it for. I think, for me personally, the reason I'm a big fan of this forced imperfection is because I am a performer. I've put in a lot of professional hours on stage, live, from big theaters, to small clubs, to dive bars, and the adrenaline of nailing it is both exciting and satisfying work. Every piece of original made on tape music is filmed as I'm recording it. And that's accountability for performance. Also, have you ever heard the term happy accidents? Recording on the portastudio creates an environment that yields these more frequently. I guarantee it. Believe me, I can be a perfectionist, but making this music on this machine has been kind of a spiritual awakening. I've left in mistakes and flubs on purpose, and I've also had many happy accidents in this short period of time that I've been recording with this machine. Remember, humans are imperfect. Therefore, imperfections are human. And really, that's the underlying philosophy for this entire channel and the community that's building here. Have fun with limitations, make mistakes, keep mistakes. Y'all have been so great in the comments section with questions, but let me know if there's anything in particular you'd like to see covered on this channel, or if you think I should just keep playing with the VCR that everyone seems to love. I'm going to make an official announcement soon, but I did launch a Patreon page recently. Head over to patreon.com/madeontape, all one word, and any support is truly, truly, truly appreciated. Thank you for watching, and as always, peace and be good to each other. Good enough? Good enough? I got no reason to have it on, but I'm gonna keep it on anyway. Or maybe not. Should I turn it off?